And the before shot of today's work. This is before he strips topsoil off. He said leave the T-posts, but I'm not sure how they're gonna strip all the topsoil of the T-post here. We'll see. Obviously, rear right corner as you're facing the front of the house. Rear left corner, septic is the middle T-post. Front left corner, spin around to the front right corner. Depends on how you're facing the house. And house will face this way. Like I said, other videos, the sunset is over that hill. Need to clean up that fence line more so we can see it, but this is what it looks like before he starts stripping topsoil. And you'll notice I'm down a little bit on the hill, not all the way at the top of the berm, because well, it was just cheaper because of daylight basement. That's a lot of dirt to move. So dirt we pull out of down here, we're gonna fill in back area to make the backyard more, not level, because in the excavation world you don't want to use that word, but flattish is how we're calling it. And that's the before shot. And he's going to start stripping the topsoil off to try and keep. And the path he took was the driveway I've been going on for about 10 years now as I go left and right across this pasture. That's probably the hardest section of this whole 10 acres. It's right where he's starting. All right, we're gonna check in on him later. I gotta go do my daily chores. Before I disturb a working man, I'm just gonna let him go. He knows what he's doing. But this right here is hopefully someday, long after the house, you know, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, who knows, where a pool will be. This is our backyard. He's scraping the topsoil off of what is going to be where they dig for the basement. Where he's pushing it to, down there, is where the septic will go. And this big pile up here to the right is just kind of, who knows what that is. I know where I'm at right now is essentially where I believe the crane's going to go, somewhere between me and him, to sit. And that's what the dealership told me. Rick said the crane needs to sit uphill from the house. So there he goes, tearing it up. And I asked him, you hear how he slowed down by that T-post. Should I get that T-post out? I still wonder about that, but maybe what I do is I go yank that septic tank T-post out. That was just for my reference. The main excavator guy and myself, we put the 4 T-posts for the corner of the house. So those are the ones that I don't want to touch because that's what his quote is based upon. Set you guys here, I'll walk over and see if I can yank out that septic T-post, give him more elbow room. He built himself a ramp. You know, I look at this driveway and the work that's been done in just a couple hours of work with a big excavator, bulldozer smoothing things out, me limbing up just a few trees. And I wish I would have had this done years ago. It just feels, you look up further up the drive, you can see how tight it is and realize that's after I've already gone through and limbed up a bunch of trees before any of this project started. There was 2.5, 3 times as many trees on the right as what there is right now. So it was just very claustrophobic going up this drive. But this, I like what they're doing. And this is the end of day 2 excavation work. Day 6 of house build, but day 2 of excavation work. Apparently they're having some problems with the job they're trying to wrap up. Only one guy showed up again today. I think these are the expected construction things you just have to plan on, knowing you're going to be slower than anticipated. But they scraped all the topsoil off, and by they I mean one person. He scraped all the topsoil off. He had me leave the T-posts so that he could know where the house was, because Boss Man worked with me putting those in, and that's where the quote was figured from, as to going down 7 feet and then a full daylight basement out is a lot of dirt to move, because they got to go from the sidewall over 4 feet, from the rear wall back 4 feet, from the sidewall out 4 feet, so the cement guys have somewhere to work, plus then French drain and gravel and all that gets backfilled. But on the front, all that dirt going out 7 feet down needs gone. This is part of what they said, 2,000 yards of dirt is going to come out of here, and what's going to fix my driveway. And if what they say is going to happen on my driveway, it's going to be nice. I guess that's what happens when you pay a professional to do it instead of having me do it. Now, all that topsoil he scraped off, he moved it over here. Looks like he packed it down, I guess because he didn't want rain to just wash it out. So you can feel the rain on the breeze. It's coming from the south, and somewhere that direction is where the two guys he was waiting on are coming from. And they said it was raining over there, so all three of them, I guess, had a handshake and said they don't want to play in the mud, so they're gonna come back Monday. Again, I think that's more of the stuff that you get to look forward to with construction delays because of weather. I was planning on delays with weather for the house being lifted up and set on because of just in the fall is going to be rainy season. So getting a crane all the way up here out on my roads and then being able to sit in all this yard that they've just tore up, I don't know how stable the cranes will be. So if I have to wait a couple days so the house gets set properly versus falling in, I'm okay with that. But delays should be expected. All right, branches, limbing up, driveway, trying to get 20 foot wide. They haven't done anything here. This hill is gonna have to be flattened down so the trailer can come up and around. Even if the truck comes up here, you know, more towards us, the trailer tires are gonna go through there. So that needs a lot of work. But I've been working on cleaning up limbs that overhang on the right. Didn't do a whole lot up here. As I got from the curve down there to this, about halfway. But you can see there's still some branches that need to go. Pole saw, I think it's 12 foot, add a foot or two for me holding it off the ground, and I just couldn't reach all of them. I'll just use the side by side to get higher. You can see this is where I need to pick up over the weekend going further. But this is much better. Cement trucks and whatnot will be able to go up here no problem. I just need to have all this cleaned up before the house gets here. And that's where we stand. That's the end of day 2.